What's up, Gooners? Thierry Henry has just made a shocking statement about what everyone is complaining Arsenal is doing. Rio Ferdinands confirms he already loves a player Arsenal are close to signing this summer. And we have a crucial update on Eberechi Eze Martin Odegaard ahead of the clash against Bournemouth. But first, smash that subscribe button because we're bringing you Arsenal news with updates from legends and injury reports every single day. Let's go! Gooners, Thierry Henry just defended Arsenal, and he went in on the critics. Arsenal have been one of the best teams in Europe so far this season. The Gunners are currently 9 points clear at the top of the Premier League table and are also on the verge of reaching the semi-final of the Champions League after beating Sporting CP 1-0 in the first leg. Winning both competitions would make this a historic season for Arsenal, and Henry has praised the solidity of this side. Furthermore, Henry also addressed all the undeserved criticism his old side gets for their brilliance from set pieces. Listen to what Thierry Henry said on CBS Sports, and this is absolutely brilliant. When asked to name Arsenal's one strength and weakness right now, he said, "We know their biggest strength already. They are strong as a team and very solid. For me, they are the most solid team in the Champions League." Then came his defence of Arsenal's set pieces. We also know about the set pieces. People are crying about that. But it's a part of the game and a big advantage for Arsenal because they're pretty good at it. Henry is absolutely right with his comments. Set pieces are a big strength, and Arsenal should continue being brilliant at them. People crying about it should not have any impact on their thinking. Nicholas Jova has turned the Gunners into a force from corners and free kicks. Arsenal have the ability to score from such situations regularly. That trait should be praised, like it was when Liverpool were good at set pieces many years ago, but Arsenal have constantly been criticised for the same by most pundits. However, Henry also identified Arsenal's weakness, and he's spot on. But if the defence doesn't work, I don't think we are creating enough at times to be able to hurt teams, and that might be an issue. The Gunners aren't creating as many clear-cut chances as they should, and that is a problem. Arsenal's defence will bail them out more often than not, but at times when they are not at their best, like against Manchester City and Southampton in the Cups, it becomes a major issue. That is something Mikel Arteta needs to address right away. Do you agree with Thierry Henry's assessment? Comment, agree or disagree. While Henry praises our strengths, Rio Ferdinands is loving a player we're about to sign. Gooners, Rio Ferdinands has delivered his verdict on an in-demand player linked with a move to Arsenal in the summer transfer window, and he absolutely loves him. Rio Ferdinands has waxed lyrical over Keys Smith's future, as he is linked with a number of clubs. The former Manchester United defender is a huge fan of the AZ Alkmaar midfielder's potential, and he believes that any club should snap up his services if they get the chance. Listen to what Rio Ferdinands said on Rio Presents, and this is absolutely critical. Keys Smith is the truth, man. I'm telling you, he's the one you go. I'm buying him. It doesn't have to be for right now. I hope that he comes in and takes the world by storm, but if we've got to wait 6 months to a year for him, I do not care because we can't let him go elsewhere. Ferdinand continued. I've seen him play a couple of times now, and that's all I need to see. This comes after Arsenal Insider reported that Arsenal are closer than Bayern Munich in the race to sign the Netherlands international. Scouts at the Emirates Stadium are also impressed with what they have seen of Smith, and have urged the hierarchy to bring him to North London. The 20-year-old has watched the player a couple of times, and Ferdinand has urged clubs to sign him even if it will take him a year to become a first-team regular. Given how stacked the Arsenal midfield is, Smith undoubtedly will have to earn a spot in the starting 11. For the first 2 seasons, the 20-year-old may have to be a bit part player who can learn the ropes in the Premier League and get up to speed. What Arteta could look to do is gradually ramp up his game time every few months and see how he responds to the increased intensity. Smith is good at progressing the ball, so he would likely be deployed as a number 8, playing slightly ahead of Declan Rice. Ferdinand calling him the truth is huge praise from a Manchester United legend. If a rival legend is that convinced, Arsenal should absolutely go for it. Should Arsenal sign Keys Smith based on Rio's endorsement? Comment yes or no. Now let's get to some crucial injury updates. Gooners, good news and concerning news on the injury front. Eberechi Eze has returned to training with Arsenal ahead of this weekend's Premier League clash against Bournemouth. The midfielder has been missing since last month's win over Bayer Leverkusen with a calf issue, but now he looks to be back available for the Gunners. The 27-year-old joined the group for training at the Sober Realty Training Centre on Thursday morning as the North London club gears up to face Bournemouth. Here's the latest on Eze's return, and this is absolutely critical. Eberechi Eze has been pictured back in Arsenal training on Thursday morning, which is a huge boost for Mikel Arteta's team. The former Crystal Palace winger has missed the last 3 matches with a thigh injury, and his absence has hurt the team. Eze missed the Carabao Cup final, and with Odegaard also unavailable, the Gunners had to play without a proper number 10. Arsenal really missed his creativity against Sporting as Odegaard produced a poor performance in the Portuguese capital on Tuesday. Norwegian national team manager Ståle Solbakken has just issued a reassuring update on Martin Odegaard's injury, suggesting it is nothing serious. The Arsenal captain was forced off against Sporting CP with an injury and was subbed off after 70 minutes in Lisbon on Tuesday. Speaking to the media in Norway, Solbakken said, "A small setback. I think he'll be back on the pitch before long." Odegaard's chances of facing Bournemouth at the weekend now look to be slim. But there was one big injury boost this morning with Eze returning. Along with Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Jurrien Timber, Ricardo Calafiori and Piero Hincapié were also missing from training this morning. That's 5 first-team players absent. But at least Eze is back, and Odegaard's injury is only a small setback according to Norway's manager. Martin Odegaard now seems to have avoided any serious damage, which is a massive relief. Are you relieved Eze is back and Odegaard injury is minor? Comment relieved or worried. And to finish off, Ray Parlour explains why Bukayo Saka is in the same situation Phil Foden was in at Arsenal. Saka has had a quieter season in comparison to his previous campaigns, as he has scored 6 goals and provided 5 assists in 27 league games. However, he still remains one of the first names on Mikel Arteta's team sheet and is expected to play an important role in the quest to win the Premier League and Champions League. Parlour admits that, like Foden, Saka also had his highs early and then went through a rough patch following it. The Manchester City youngster drew comparisons to Gaza at a pretty young age, and he looked like he was on course to soon become the best young player in the world. However, that did not happen, and he found himself in and out of the City 11 before he once again started to re-establish himself. The former Arsenal captain believes that Saka too will return to his best and once again win games single-handedly for the Gunners. In his view, he is being compared to the high standards that he previously set for himself by performing so well at a young age. Parlour told TalkSport, Yeah, he's not been up to his standards. We know that. He set a high standard. Look, he set the bar high, hasn't he? With the performances, but every footballer goes through it. He's just got to try to work out how to get back to his best. A little bit like Phil Foden, really. Phil Foden's going through that spell at the moment as well in his career. What Mikel Arteta has said about Saka at Arsenal this season. Arteta decided to withdraw Saka in the 1-1 draw against Bayer Leverkusen, and that led to many questioning whether or not the winger still had the trust of his manager. However, the Spaniard rushed to his aid when he was asked about the England international, stating that he loved and trusted him. He admitted that players can have performances that do not necessarily represent how good they are, and that is what happened with the wide man. Per The Athletic, the Arsenal manager said, with B, fully trust him and love him. What he's doing for this club is just incredible at his age. He's continued to have a massive impact for us. He can have an individual performance that is not a reflection of his level, like every human and player in the world, but when you look at his strength and the impact he has on the team, it's just incredible. That's it for today, Gooners. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and hit subscribe for Arsenal news every single day. And drop a comment letting me know, where are you watching from? London? Nigeria? USA? Let's see how global this Arsenal family is. Come on, you Gunners.